Weeks away now from the summer break for Texas lawmakers. This morning, the debate over a bill that would ban gender-affirming care continues. A bill critics say has been written without any input from experts on the trans community. Chris Sadecki is with us this morning. And Chris, a demonstration at the state capitol brought yesterday's debate to an abrupt end.
Yes, Mark, and that bill that would stop the gender-affirming care for minors brought the most chaotic day that we've seen so far this legislative session. This is what it looked like, the wild scene inside the House chamber. In fact, the House Speaker, Dade Phelan, called in state troopers to remove hundreds of people who were protesting from the gallery. This happened as representatives debated Senate Bill 14, a bill that would block surgery, puberty blockers, and hormone therapy for transgender minors. The bill brought a lot of people on both sides of the debate to Austin on Tuesday, and the passion could be seen both inside and outside the Capitol. As for the bill itself, supporters of it say that gender transition hurts children, while LGBTQ advocates say the bill will only cause more pain.
Stigma leads to discrimination. Discrimination leads to violence against our community. And that's what we're seeing play out.
Kids are not in a position to make these decisions. And even if the parents support it, it's not healthy for them.
And last night, Speaker Dade Phelan tweeted that the outbursts in the gallery were a breach of decorum and continued after we warned that such behaviors would not be tolerated, adding there will always be differing perspectives, but in our chamber, we will debate those differences with respect. Democrats used a point of order to stop the bill from going forward. However, it's likely only temporary, as Republicans have said they do plan on reintroducing it. Mark.
What's happening, everybody? My name is Mr.info 5000. And today we're going to be talking about, is anyone besides me noticing how they're doing the quiet part out loud a whole lot, while it's not being done on like the mainstream media as far as like ABC, NBC. Actually, they're doing it on some level on those networks and things like that. But let me give you an example. We can look back when Joe Biden did, I think it was last year when he was in Philadelphia. When he did the one speech, the images were, he had the red background, the Marines, you couldn't see their faces. It just looked satanic. And let's go back, continue with the Democratic Party. The things that they stand by, the transgenderism, the mutilating of children, the gay agenda, the things that they're doing involving Ukraine and Russia and China. We know about all these things. The quiet part, they're saying it out loud. And then if you go with the public prosecution of an actual former president, unheard of. And some of the other things that they're doing, I saw the other day was supposedly the wars going on between Ukraine and Russia, and supposedly there was a attempted assassination attempt on Vladimir Putin right over the Kremlin, which I think that's a whole bunch of propaganda. But nonetheless, I saw it. You can go look it up. You can see it. And like I said, they're starting to say the quiet part out loud. And I'll go back to the LGBTQ thing. Have anyone ever heard of the term minor attracted? Which is normally associated with, we'll say adults that are attracted to minors. There's only certain things you can say on YouTube. So I'm just going to leave that there. And then we can see how that goes. But that's the quiet part out loud. Why do I even know about this? Years ago, these things would have been buried probably under like classified as and things of that nature, blah, blah, blah. Now, if you pay attention, let's go to more government. If you look at the White House press secretary, her name is Karine Jean-Pierre. She was appointed based on her sexuality. She's a lesbian. She's married to a woman, and she's a woman of color. In my opinion, and allegedly, the woman's totally incompetent. And not only that, the woman gets up there every day and lies. Just straight out lies. Just straight out hypocrisy. Again, they're just doing the quiet part out loud. And if you have any iota in the ability to read body language, when you see someone getting emotional, someone getting frustrated, they know they're being disingenuous. When they try to deflect, they're being disingenuous. And they know they're losing the argument. So all these quiet parts out loud are just they just pretty much just throw it in your face now, just saying what you're going to do with it. Let's go to the Ukraine war. It's called a proxy war. And what proxy war is, the U.S. is having a war with Russia through Ukraine. By the way of, we have sent them hundreds of billions of dollars. Years ago, we would have never knew that. I would have never knew that. Again, that is this quiet part out loud. One of the other examples would be the JFK assassination. There was leaked documents, but because they have not been claimed official, he was assassinated by the CIA. I knew that 20 years ago. Again, that's that quiet part out loud. Now, I'm not a religious person. I'm a spiritual person, which is a lazy way of saying I don't want to commit, because I grew up Christian. It's a lazy way of saying I don't want to commit to all the Christian faith and all the things that they have to do. But I do understand that there's something there. So in a Christian, so the reason years ago that we would have never known about that. But today, by the fact that you don't have to go too deep and you can find out that fact. You can find pictures, you can find videos, you can find things of that nature. But as I was saying, I am not a highly religious person. I do believe in spirituality, which is a lazy way of saying I don't want to do all the work necessary right now that it takes to be a Christian. But I know, without reading the Bible, I know that there's something biblical that is saying about all these things right now. All of this stuff. Ugh. And you know what? One day I might go dive deep into the Bible and get some more understanding of what that is about, to see what this stuff is about, because it's not by accident. It's not by accident. And we can go back to the LGBTQ plus P, silent P. The P is silent. And if you know what the P is, you know what the P is. It starts with PED. And it does not mean performance enhancing drugs. It does not mean pedometry. It means something else. And when you couple that with minor attracted adults, you know what the next step is. So it's just some thoughts I want to get out. I know I stumbled on some words, but it was just something I just could not hold in. My name is Mr.info 5000. And thank you for spending a couple minutes with me. I'm out.